Hi everyone, this is the CiRCLETECH Podcast, and I am János Földessy, a geologist and professor emeritus with decades of practice and teaching about mineral resources. I was very happy to be asked to make interviews with the young researchers in the Miskolc University because it is also a learning path for me. They are bringing so many new techniques, new innovations that I am becoming richer and richer with these interviews. Today, my guest is Eszter Borsodi, and she's an engineer, but many of these, I think she graduated first as a petroleum engineer, and then an economist, and then a material engineer. Is it right?
Yes.
Is it right? Okay. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation. And I would say 3 in 1. This is very common in the supermarket. You see a coffee 3 in 1. How these 3 things come in one beautiful personality like you, and how can you coordinate these many different experiences and sciences in your practice?
I wanted to be an engineer and an economist, but I didn't know what kind of engineer I want to be. So I started to learn petroleum engineering. My BSc degree was specializing for petroleum engineering, but after that there was a little switch in my studies, and I continued my studies with an MSc degree in economics in the field of management and leadership. And after that I finished my engineering studies with a master's degree in material engineering, specialized in polymer technology.
That's very beautiful. But finally, you are a designer, so we have your beautiful bags here. We will talk about later. So, so colorful career. In my early days in the university, when I came in, I started teaching mineral exploration, and as I remember, you were one of my students.
Yes.
Is it right?
Is it correct?
So,
yes.
How a colorful lady starts building a PhD career, a researcher career. So why not in the production? Why not in the industry? Why the research?
I think all has begun when I participated in the Scientific Students Association's conference during my master's degree in materials engineering. The goal of my research back in these days was to find out whether vegetable oils can be used natural plasticizers in the rubber industry. And I was a demonstrator at the Department of Polymer Engineering at that time. So I think that was the point when I realized I wanted to work on scientific innovations in the future. And there was a little change in my scientific interest because my supervisor at the doctoral program and I worked on an international project together. That's how I got to know her. And her research area is design methodology. And at the end of my studies, I started to deal with 3D printing of polymers and product design. So this led me to my current research area.
Mm-hmm. And how, yes, it's super interesting, but how these material engineering directions lead to the circular technology or the CiRCLETECH project?
I think circular economy needs a holistic approach. And all of my studies from several areas are all linked to the circular economy. Why it is a hot topic today and why it is important, because if we just look at the news and today's trends, the European Union's legislation encourages the transition from linear economy to circular economy. And what is circular economy? This is a system-based model where we want to minimize the negative effects of a product during its entire life cycle on the environment. And how we can achieve it: refurbishment, reuse, recycling, remanufacturing it. So these things, all of them extend the life cycle of a product and improves the utilization of the resources. Because reducing the loss of resources by circulating them in a closed circuit and decreasing the use of primary raw materials these are one of the main goals of the circular economy. And I think you can see that innovations in material science and in waste management is very closely related to circular economy. Moreover, to achieve the circularity, I think we have to involve every stakeholder, and we need new business models, new type of services, improve logistics systems to achieve this system.
Yeah, I agree. So I just seen the development how we started reusing the vegetable oil. So when I was young and started driving cars, there was no such. And recently you can bring your vegetable oil to everywhere, in the petrol stations, in the supermarkets, leave it there. And finally, I have heard that the industry started even producing kerosene, which is one of the most important product of the petroleum industry from vegetable oil. So I think this is true, and it takes time, and it's a very complex issue, because you have to convince people to bring your used stuff in, and also new techniques and so on, and finally a maintainable final product. So I think it's very, very super interesting. We have heard a lot of these on this. Actually, in the CiRCLETECH project, what is your role? What is your research area?
I'm a researcher in the CiRCLETECH project. I'm a member of a circular manufacturing research group, and I'm working on a development of a circular manufacturing design method. And this is going to be a joint research with international colleagues. And I was participated in a circular manufacturing summer school at the University of Delft last May. And we learned a lot about circularity and different circular manufacturing methods, and how we can reassemble different products, for example. And we also working on another research project. This is a sub-project of the CiRCLETECH. And the research task is to increase the absorption and innovation capacity of the companies from the northern Hungarian region through the innovations in the circular economy.
Oh, it's very
so
ambitious.
The goal is to create an action plan for this.
It's very ambitious. I'm working also on the other side, on the primary resource side, on the same, because I think this region where we are staying at the moment, this is very backward compared with the national standard. So it needs a push, needs a new wave, and I think that would be a good idea to push a new wave. We didn't discuss this, but there is a lot of resistance from the public. So, for example, there was a battery recycling plant in near to Miskolc, and it was finally rejected because of the social resistance. So, what is your view? Okay, you are an engineer. How can you convince people on accepting these new innovations, which are not without risk? Any innovation is risky because you are walking in new fields, unknown areas. It is always risky. But what do you think?
As I mentioned previously, circular economy needs new business models and new type of services and improve logistics systems. And these things can help and make everything easier for the customers to be part of this new system. And it also needs a closer relationship with the customers.
I hope so. So I think every issue is a winner issue if the social public accepts finally. If not, there is a hard work and hard road to get to the objective. Thank you very much. So it's a great line, but we didn't talk about these bags yet. Very interesting. How these bags come to the table? Tell me.
This is my hobby, and this is something that also related to the circular economy. So my hobby is designing and making bags with a 3D printer from sustainable materials. Most of them is plant-based and recycled materials.
It's a kind of organic stuff, organic reject?
Yes. So, for example, in the case of this bag, the body of the bag and the handle are made of a plant-derived material. 30% of this material is wood flour.
Wood flour?
Wood flour, yes.
Oh, beautiful.
This is a kind
It
of
doesn't look so.
plant waste. And it has a removable and washable lining made of linen. So this is also a plant-based material. And the tassel and the attachment of the handle is a yarn made of 100% recycled cotton.
Cotton?
Yes.
Super. And there are many of these, or I fear that you will leave the industry and you will start as a designer, no?
Maybe.
Maybe it's excellent. So ending of our interview. So I took your CV and looked at that. You did the BSc, the MSc, and now you are doing the PhD and won gold faculty medals, and also a Bosch Prize, and also 2 jump starter prizes. Okay, what next? Eszter, tell me. What is your goal, your objective? Which line to follow?
My main goal is I want to be a researcher and make the world a better place.
Okay.
With circular economy, for example. And on the doctorate course, my research area is design methodology and product design, and how we can utilize the opportunity of using artificial intelligence in product design.
Thank you very much. I am still in the traditional old intelligence, not much, but still something. So thank you very much, Eszter. It was great to talk to you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Bye.